Look at that. I got caught up with the mic there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's I. Your good brother Jay News back at it here again. Hit the Ropes podcast. As we let you guys know last week, the lovely Delores will not be on screen this week. I will be doing this solo dolo and letting you guys know as to what the week was with professional wrestling. So we should get right to, as we always do, starting off with Monday Night Raw for the WWE. It was Raw's episode on the 8th of December, Raw 1698. The show breaks down as follows. We have Io Sky was in the singles match being flanked by Rhea Ripley as she defeated Kairi Sane, who was flanked by Asuka. In a WWE World Tag Team title match, we had AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the champions, retaining their championships against the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. Roxanne Perez, who was flanked by Liv Morgan in a singles match, defeated Lyra Valkyria, who was flanked by Bayley. And then we had Logan Paul, who was going one-on-one against LA Knight as the main event of the show. That's how Raw wrapped up. I believe another segment that I recall from Raw as well is Raquel Rodriguez facing off against Stephanie Vaquer at one point, and it seems like they will be heading into their own program come the next pay-per-view. But that's as much as I can remember from anything else that stood out on Raw. Up next for the WWE, NXT, as we usually cover it, which is on Tuesday nights. So this was on the 9th, December 9th, that is. On NXT, we had Kalani Jordan going one-on-one against Jordan Grace. Shiloh Hill defeated Lexis King. Sol Ruka defeated Ren Sinclair. And for the WWE NXT title match that was on this particular card, we had Obafemi, the champion, defeat Javon Evans. A lot of stuff going on with NXT lately, specifically within their storytelling elements and stuff like that. Not necessarily knowing as to where they're going to go with the men's title picture. So, anyways, I'm sorry, I got caught off guard with a comment and whatnot. On to SmackDown. We go. We then have WWE Friday Night SmackDown that happened on Friday, SmackDown 1373. That was on the 12th of December. That's on USA Network. We had the WWE United States title match. Ilya Dragunov continuing his open challenge. He defeated Tommaso Ciampa in a very hard-hitting, exciting match. One of the better matches Ilya Dragunov has had in his open challenge. We have Eric Doesn't Grow official in the chat. Appreciate you. Javon Evans defeated The Miz. The Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, reunited on SmackDown as they went up against Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. They defeated them. The Terror Twins, that is, got the win here in that match. Then we had a mixed 8-man tag match. We had Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, and the War Raiders defeat the Judgment Day of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, along with the New Day of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. We then go on to yesterday's show, which was very much well talked about. Saturday night's main event. It was the retirement show for John Cena. So to break that all down, we thought, at least it was announced during the week that John Cena wanted his match to go on first for the Saturday night's main event, but that did not happen. We had Cody Rhodes and Obafemi start the show. That was a non-title match. It went to a no contest due to interference by Drew McIntyre. A lot of folks online really didn't like that finish. I myself didn't like the finish as well. Didn't necessarily do anything for either of them. It spotlighted Oba because Oba was put on a main roster show. But at the end of the day, the finish just didn't sit right with a lot of the WWE universe and folks who are fans of the WWE product in general. Sol Ruka, who was flanked by Zarya, she was going one-on-one against Bayley, who was flanked by Lyra Valkyria. Sol Ruka got the win here. Fantastic match, fantastic showing for Sol Ruka. As we know, Bayley is a very giving wrestler at the end of the day, and she gave as much spotlight as she could to Sol Ruka, and Sol Ruka was able to show out and do her thing as she got the win here. We then had a non-title tag team match between AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the champions, versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Leon Slater, currently the TNA X Division champion. A match that went a little shorter than what I expected, especially with how many matches were on the show and how long the show was slated to run for. And we got what we wanted. We got the high flying action from Javon and Leon Slater. And Dragon Lee, AJ Styles kept his offensive arsenal to a minimum. I'm not too sure if the last spot with AJ Styles during the match was a mistake or an accident, or if it was done purposely. I don't know if we'll ever know necessarily, but he went for his springboard off the ropes and he fell. He's done that on purpose in previous matches over the years, but I'm not too sure if that was done purposely here. But the match continued to go. No one got held up by it, and eventually AJ Styles and Dragon Lee were able to get the win there. There was a spot not a spot during the match, but there was a segment during the show where we saw The Miz along with R-Truth, and then an appearance by Joe Hendry go off. I think it was after this match here, and it was a spotlight for Joe Hendry there. The comedy wrestlers, as I like to call them, between The Miz and R-Truth and Joe Hendry. So it was a cool showing for Joe Hendry to be in front of that large crowd and do his shtick there against The Miz as they paid their own tribute to John Cena there. And then we had the final match of the night, which was John Cena's retirement match, him against Gunther. And for the most part, I really liked the match. I thought that the match itself was constructed very well. There were points in the match where the camera caught John Cena thanking Gunther during the match for doing what he was doing for him and things of that nature. But I think that a lot of what folks had an issue with was the finish to the match. To give you my own opinion of it, it is what it is. Was I upset in the moment when it happened? Yes. I wasn't upset with the fact that John Cena lost. I was upset with the fact that he tapped out. It's just a big contradiction as to who his character was, the whole hustle, loyalty, respect, and never give up idea. And him tapping out there in his last match just didn't sit well with what we've grown accustomed to seeing from John Cena at the end of the day. And I think a lot of fans thought that the finish from a creative standpoint came from Triple H. When the match was over and you saw the entire locker room and everybody in admin and creative come out to the ring, when everybody saw Triple H come out to the ring, he got a lot of boos. There was a bullshit chant after the match was over. John, graciously as he does, I won't know. I don't think we'll ever find out until years from now whether or not John Cena taking the blame for the finish was his idea or not. I don't think we'll ever really know. I think that's going to be something that he keeps close to the chest at the end of the day. But that was part of the reason as to why the fans turned on the finish of the match. But then after the finish of the match and everything went down, they showed a nice video package for John Cena. John Cena was able to take off his armbands, his wristbands, and his wrestling kicks and stuff like that, and he left that in the center of the ring. He thanked the fans. They also showed him a lot of love. The wrestlers, as in the proverbial the wrestlers that were around the ring, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes awarded symbolically their championships to John Cena. and things of that nature. And John was able to ride out into the sunset, basically thanking the fans and basically saying towards the end of him walking up the ramp, it's been a pleasure to serve you, speaking to the fans at home and things of that nature. So that was a nice moment for John, but the finish itself, I think, left a lot of fans around the world a little worse for wear. But that's how a Saturday night's main event ended. So yeah, there was that. On to AEW, which happened last week, Dynamite Wednesday. That was on the 10th of December. The AEW Women's Tag Team Title Tournament Final went down. The Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, went up against the Timeless Love Bombs of Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm. The Babes of Wrath won their match here, being now the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. I, for one, was surprised that the Babes of Wrath won. I was happy that they won. Those ladies deserve the world, all four of them, to be quite honest. But I was going to be happy with either team winning. But at the end of the day, the Babes of Wrath winning was a cool moment. They hugged it. They all hugged it out after the match was over, which was a nice moment in scene. So big props to Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. In the Continental Classic Gold League match, we had Kazuchika Okada defeat Jack Perry. Tornado Tag Team match went down. Adam Page and Swerve Strickland were tagging for the first time. They defeated the Ops of Katsuyori Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs in a very wild, chaotic energy type of match. We then had the Continental Classic Gold League match of Speedball Mike Bailey getting his first win against Kyle Fletcher. And then the main event of Winter is Coming, Samoa Joe went one-on-one against Eddie Kingston, and Samoa Joe retained his AEW World title against Eddie Kingston. There was a nice moment after the match was over, and Eddie had not won, where Brian Danielson, should I say, I'm sorry, Brian Danielson came about on the microphone, and he showed a lot of love to Eddie, told the crowd that Eddie has the most heart of anybody in the locker room, and that one day he will become AEW World Champion. So Eddie's got some work to do. He's going to be able to rebound, but I feel like 2026 might be a year where we might see Eddie Kingston finally become AEW World Champion for no other point than he's loved by the fans, and he's worked his ass off for it. We then have Collision, which happened on Saturday, and they were live from Wales in Cardiff. That went down at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. I'll do Collision first, and then I'll get to Ring of Honor. We had Swerve Strickland go on one-on-one against Josh Alexander in a very hard-fought match. Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander were tagging this particular evening against the Sisters of Sin of Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander defeated the Sisters of Sin, and based on the agreement that Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter had prior to this match, it's going to be Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander one-on-one at the World's End pay-per-view at the end of the month in December. Blue League action for the Continental Classic. We have Claudio Castagnoli going one-on-one against Konosuke Takeshita as per AEW. It was the first time that we had the CMLL World Heavyweight Champion going up against the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion in a match. This was a time limit draw. One hell of a match between Claudio and Konosuke Takeshita. If anything, folks, you can go back and watch that. Gold League action in the Continental Classic was next. Speedball Mike Bailey went one-on-one against Kevin Knight. What a hell of a match between those two. It was expected. It went down. Those two gave the crowd exactly what they were looking for. Speedball Mike Bailey with 2 consecutive wins now, as he defeated his tag team partner in Kevin Knight to get to 6 points in the Continental Classic. And then we had the AEW TNT title match, which had the champion Mark Briscoe defeat Daniel Garcia of the Death Riders. And that's how Collision ended. I will go back to ROH now and mention to you guys, ROH had a couple of shows that they shot this week. They had which we'll review next week or within the next 2 weeks. They had a show for Global Wars, which they shot at Cardiff, and I believe they will be shooting more Global Wars footage on Wednesday when they're in Manchester, and that will be put onto ROH Honor Club within the next couple of weeks. So tune into that. This Ring of Honor episode was on Honor Club as well. ROHWrestling.com. This was the episode that ended up airing on the 11th of December. We had the Spanish Announce Project, Angelico and Serpentico defeat Josh Crane and LSG. The Dark Order of Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, and John Silver defeated the Frat House, Cole Carter, Griff Garrison, and Preston Vance. We had Zeta Steele in her second ROH match, getting her win over Rachel Ellering. Jay Lethal defeated Nathan Cruz. Deonna Purrazzo and Madison Rayne were in a tag match where Madison Rayne was announced as Deonna Purrazzo's special tag team partner for the night, as they defeated Billy Starks and Diamante of MIT. Hechicero defeated Josh Woods in a very hard-hitting yet technical match. We then had a multi-man tag team kerfuffle. We had Adam Priest, Dawson Castle, the Outrunners, along with Tommy Billington, going up against the MXM TV team of Johnny TV, Mansoor, Mason Madden, and the premier athletes of Arya Davari and Tony Nese. And the baby faces, Adam Priest, Dawson Castle, the Outrunners, and Tommy Billington won that match. ROH Women's World Television Title Proving Ground match. We had the returning champion, Red Velvet, fresh off of her win against Mercedes Moné, going up against Lacey Lane. It has been reported in recent weeks that Lacey Lane has signed a contract with AEW / ROH. So we'll see as to what they have in store for Lacey Lane coming into 2026 and future weeks and months. But Red Velvet defeated Lacey Lane in the Proving Ground match. The Death Riders of Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta were in a tag match. They went up against Aaron Solo and Willie Mack and defeated Aaron Solo and Willie Mack. Commander and Skyflight of Dante Martin, Darius Martin, and Scorpio Sky. They defeated Shane Taylor Promotions of Carly Bravo, Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, and Sean Dean. So that was the end of the ROH show there. On to TNA Wrestling, which also went on to Thursday night on the 11th. I'm not sure if we were able to discuss this last week, but I'll reiterate it here. Sorry, folks. Reiterate it here. TNA Impact has gotten a new TV deal. They are now going to be on AMC starting on January 15th. They will stay on Thursday nights, but the show will air from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So if people are interested in TNA Impact Wrestling, look for them on AMC on television starting January 15th. They're going to have a big premiere show on that day, and they're working towards putting matches together for that. But on the show that aired on the 11th of December, we had the Elegance brand, Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance, along with a personal concierge. They defeated Harley Hudson and Mila Grace. TNA X Division title #1 contendership 6-way match. We had Cedric Alexander defeat BDE, Desmond Xavier, Jake Something, Jason Hotch, and Ryan Nemeth. The System of Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards defeated Sinner and Saint of Judas Icarus and Travis Williams. And then in a bloody affair, this is the only match that I actually watched of TNA this week. Danny Luna in a dog collar match 1-on-1 against Indy Hartwell. One hell of a bloody affair. The girls did their thing. They were meant to be the main event of that show. They killed it. Shouts to Danny Luna. I've wanted Danny Luna to be on a bigger platform for years now. She proved out here in this match, man. And props to her. Props to the ladies in general for having a killer dog collar match on TNA TV. Danny Luna defeated Indy Hartwell. So that was TNA. On to GCW, which is Dolores' favorite stuff to watch on the weekends when they get their stuff in. Nick Gage Invitational 10. This went down on the 18th. No, not the 18th, the 13th. I'm sorry, yesterday, Saturday. We had first round death matches. Bear Bronson defeated Slade. We then had a first round Taipei death match. We had Jack Harrop with Iceman defeat Drew Parker. We then had a first round barbed wire massacre death match of Otis Cougar defeating The Bev. We then had a first round ladders and light tubes death match. We had Mr. Danger defeating Lil Sicko. We then had a one-on-one match of Paro defeating is this Reese Maddox? Reese Maddox. We then have Nick Gage Invitational semifinal Doors of Death match. Bear Bronson defeating Jack Harrop. In the semifinal Panes of Glass match, we had Otis Cougar defeating Mr. Danger. And then in the finals, the exposed boards, light tubes, pates of glass, barbed wire death match, Bear Bronson defeats Otis Cougar as he wins the Nick Gage Invitational Final. Wrestling Revolver. This went down. Season finale, I believe was yesterday as well. That was on Triller TV for folks. This is for the Revolver World Tag Team Championships. The Rascals of Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz defeated Latinos Most Wanted, Coda Hernandez and Sabin Gage, who were the champions, and they are now the Rascals are the new Revolver World Tag Team Champions. Revolver Texas title, KJ Orso, the champion, defeated Cash to retain the Revolver Texas title #1 contenders match for the Revolver World Tag Team. What happened here? This is a mess. Sorry, guys. So we had the Revolver Texas title was KJ Orso versus Crash. So KJ retained. Then we had the Revolver Texas title #1 contenders match for the Revolver's World Tag Team Championships. Tie or Die. Ryan Matthias and KJ Reynolds defeated Alpha Sig of Brentley Oakley and KC Jacobs to become the new #1 contenders for the Revolver World Tag Team Championships. #1 contenders match for the Revolver World Championship. Steve Macklin defeated Damian Chambers, Rich Swan, Gringo Loco, Jake Something, and Jake Christ to become the #1 contender for the Revolver World Championship. Golden Ticket Scramble Gauntlet match. Alan Angels ended up winning that match over Havoc, Dante Leon, Big Dick Myers, Big Pound, Amazonga, Phil Stamper, Slammy Davis Jr., JDX, Harley Rock, Sam Stackhouse, Tusslemania, Donnie Pepper, Cricket, and Leon King. Alan Angels won that match. We then had Chris Danger and Joe Alonzo in the tag team match defeat BDE and Mr. Anderson. And then Macabre death match, Cruel defeated Alan Angels. So a couple of folks doing double duty there at the Wrestling Revolver show. New Japan Pro Wrestling comes along to you. World Tag League news here. We have the World Tag League on the 7th. The prelim matches, House of Tortures, Chase Owens, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Yujiro Takahashi defeated El Desperado, Shomakato, and Yushuji Ishikawa. Team 100, Satoshi Kojima and Tai Chi, along with Masatori Yasuda, defeated Bullet Club War Dogs, Gabe Kidd, and Gato, along with Yoda House of Torture members, Dick Togo II, which is Show, Dick Togo III, and Don Valet, along with Evil, defeated Katsura Murashima, Oleg Bolton, Toru Yano, and Zayn J. The War Dragons of Dylan Maloney and Shingo Takagi, along with Daiki Nagai, defeated Bishiman members Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, along with Tatsuya Matsumoto. Block B action. We had the United Empires, Callum Newman and Great Okan. They defeated El Phantasmo and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Monster Sauce of Alex Zane and Lance Archer defeated the Knockout Brothers of Oscar and Yuto Ice. TMDK's Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. Defeated David Finley and Hiromu Takahashi. Shota Umino and Yuya Uemura defeated the House of Torture members Ren Narita and Sonata. That was on the 7th. We then go on to the 8th. House of Torture members Ren Narita, Sonata, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeated El Phantasmo, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Katsura Murashima. TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Monster Sauce's Alex Zane and Lance Archer, along with Zayn J. United Empires, Callum Newman, Great Okan, and Jacob Austin Young defeated Bullet Club War Dog members David Finley, Gato, and Hiromu Takahashi. The Knockout Brothers, Oscar and Yuto Ice, along with Daiki Nagai, defeated Shomakato, Shota Umino, and Yuya Uemura. Block A action continued for the World Tag League. El Desperado and Shuji Ishikawa defeated House of Torture members Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi. Gabe Kidd and Yoda Tsuji defeated Team 100 and Satoshi Kojima and Tai Chi. Ole Bolton and Toru Yano defeated House of Torture members Don Valet and Evil. And then we had Bishiman, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi defeat the War Dragons and Drilla Maloney and Shingo Takagi. On the 9th, we had the prelim matches. House of Torture, Chase Owens and Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Yujiro Takahashi defeat Team 100 of Satoshi Kojima and Tai Chi, along with Masatori Yasuda. War Dragons, Drilla Maloney and Shingo Takagi, along with Daiki Nagai, defeated El Desperado, Shomakato, and Shuji Ishikawa. House of Torture members Dick Togo II, Don Valet, and Evil defeated Katsura Murashima, Oleg Bolton, and Toru Yano. Bullet Club War Dog members Gabe Kidd and Gato, along with Yoda Tsuji, defeated Bishiman members Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, along with Tatsuya Matsumoto. Block B action. El Phantasmo and Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated House of Tortures, Ren Narita, and Sonata. TMDK's Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Monster Sauce of Alex Zane and Lance Archer. David Finley and Hiromu Takahashi. They defeated the United Empires, Callum Newman and Great Okan. And then the Knockout Brothers of Oscar and Yuto Ice defeated Shota Umino and Yuya Uemura. On to the 10th. House of Torture members Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi defeated Katsuyori Murashima and Shomakato. Team 100, Satoshi Kojima and Tai Chi, although Masatsuru Yasuda defeated El Desperado, Shuji Ishikawa, and Tatsuya Matsumoto. United Empire's Callum Newman, Great O'Con, and Jacob Austin Young defeated Monster Sauce of Alex Zane, Lance Archer, and Zane J. Bebop Tag Team, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano, along with Oleg Boltin, defeated House of Torture members Dick Togo II, Don Fale, and Evil. El Phantasmo, Shota Umino, and Yuya Uemura defeated House of Torture members Ren Narita, Sonata, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. The Bullet Club War Dogs of David Finlay, Gato, Oscar, and Yuto Ice, along with Hiromu Takahashi, defeated Bullet Club War Dogs Drew Maloney, Gabe Kidd, Daiki Nagai, Shingo Takagi, and Yota Tsuji. And then the semifinal action had TMDK's Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. defeating Bishamon from their block. So it is now setting up TMDK in the finals. Then we had the show on the 12th, which was Friday. The War Dragons, Drew Maloney, Shingo Takagi, along with Daiki Nagai. They defeated Bishamon members Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, along with Tatsuya Matsumoto. Monster Sauce, Alex Zane, and Lance Archer defeated Oleg Boltin and Zane J. House of Torture's Ren Narita, Sonata, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeated El Desperado, Shomakato, and Shuji Ishikawa. House of Torture members Chase Owens, Dick Togo II, Don Fale, Evil, and Yujiro Takahashi. They defeated the Bebop Tag Team of Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano, Katsuyori Murashima, Shota Umino, and Yuya Uemura. United Empire's Callum Newman, Great O'Con, and Jacob Austin Young defeated Bullet Club War Dogs David Finlay, Gato, and Hiromu Takahashi. Team DK's Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Team 100, Satoshi Kojima and Tai Chi, along with El Phantasmo. And then on their block, the semifinal match was Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji defeating the Knockout Brothers of Oscar and Yuto Ice. So the champs are out. On the preview side of things, or should I say, I'm going to give you the results to the finals for the World Tag League. Finals of the World Tag League happened this morning. We had El Phantasmo going one-on-one with a mystery opponent. The mystery opponent ended up being Hartley Jackson of TMDK. El Phantasmo ended up winning this match after 11 minutes and 2 seconds. We then had a multi-man match for the second match of the night. It was Tatsuya Matsumoto, Katsuyori Murashima, Boltin, Oleg Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto going up against Masatsuru Yasuda, Alex Zane, Lance Archer of Monster Sauce, and Satoshi Kojima and Tai Chi of Team 100. That side of the match won Tai Chi. Team 100, Monster Sauce, and Masatsuru Yasuda won that match. We then have Shomakato, Shuji Ishikawa, and El Desperado going up against House of Torture members Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Don Fale, and Sho. The House of Torture ended up winning that match this morning. We then had another 6-way match. We had the War Dogs of Taiji Ishimori, Jill Maloney, and Shingo Takagi going up against the House of Torture's Doki, Chase Owens, and Yujiro Takahashi. Shingo Takagi got the pin over Chase Owens in that match. We then had another 6-man tag team match. We had Yuya Uemura, Shota Umino, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. They went up against Daiki Nagai, Oscar, and Yuto Ice. Hiroshi Tanahashi hit the 5-5 flow on Daiki Nagai for the win there. We then got the tag match here of Hiromu Takahashi and David Finlay. They went up against Callum Newman and the Great O'Con of the United Empire. David Finlay getting the win over Great O'Con. It seems like they're setting up some sort of a match for Wrestle Kingdom between what's left of the War Dogs and what's left of the United Empire, but nothing's been made official as of yet. So stay tuned for that on the Road 2 shows. We then had the semi-main match, which was for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championships. We had the champions, Master Wato, Yo, and Toru Yano, go up against the House of Torture members of Sonata, Ren Narita, and Evil. This match ended up getting restarted at one point and whatnot because the House of Torture was pulling their shenanigans and whatnot. But when the match got restarted, Yo ended up getting the pin over Sonata. So the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions retained their championships there. And then to end the night, it was the World Tag League final. We had Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji going up against TMDK members Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. after 32 minutes and 40 seconds of a man, what a roller coaster it was. A fantastic match, fantastic in-ring storytelling. We got something, to my surprise, to be quite honest, throughout the entire tournament. We got the TMDK members of Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. winning the World Tag League finals here over Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji. They are now the reigning World Tag League champions, which means Ryohei Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. will end up going on to Wrestle Kingdom 20 and facing off with the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions of Yuto Ice and Oscar, the Knockout Brothers. But that's how it all ended up there at World Tag League this morning. On to Wrestling Revolver. Holiday special coming soon this upcoming week, I believe. So that's going to be a show. New Japan has Road 2 shows this week as well. The Road to Tokyo Dome shows will be airing this week. Lucha Libre AAA, they'll have their Guerra de Titanes show coming this week on the 20th. The 20th, I believe, is on Friday. Next Saturday, sorry. So they're going to have Fabi Apache, Lola Vice, and Natalia going up against Las Tóxicas of Flamer, Lady Maravilla, and La Hiedra. AAA World Cruiserweight title 3-way match. We're going to have Laredo Kid, who's currently the champion, go up against Jack Cartwheel and Javon Evans. Mr. Iguana and Nino Hamburguesa will face off against La Parca and Octagon Jr. versus the LWO of Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wild versus Los Americanos of Bravo Americano and Rayo Americano. I can't believe those boys are still doing that gimmick. Anyways, on to the next match. Dragon Lee versus El Hijo de Vikingo will be another match on this show. AAA Latin American title match. We're going to have El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., the champion, go one-on-one against Ethan Page. Carnival of Carnage 8-man tag team match. Los Psycho Circus, Dave the Clown, Murder Clown, and Psycho Clown, and Pagano will be going up against the Wyatt Six of Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Uncle Howdy. And then we're going to have the main event of the show is going to be Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano versus the Lucha Brothers of Penta and Rey Fenix. That is the end of everything. Reviews and previews for y'all to enjoy for the week. The spotlight this week, folks, John Cena. Why John Cena? John Cena retired yesterday. He had his final match in a WWE ring yesterday on Saturday night's main event. I wanted to make him the spotlight for the simple fact that John Cena's given us 20 plus years of many moments, many memories in the WWE ring. John Cena is considered one of the greatest of all time within the professional wrestling sphere. Obviously, for folks who don't know, John Cena also does a lot of charitable work outside of the WWE. He is the grantor of the most Make-A-Wishes ever in the history of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. John Cena also does a lot of work with the troops outside of the WWE, veterans, that is, of U.S. Armed Forces and things of that nature. John Cena has a storied career. He started his career on TV against one of the best at that time with Kurt Angle, basically being a no-name wrestler, and he grew into being Super Cena at one point, a man who couldn't be beat, multi-time, 17-time WWE champion, and he had many battles, many different opponents throughout the years. I think his most keyed-in opponent over his years, the rivalry that people stuck with the most, from my vantage point, is his rivalry with Randy Orton. I thought that was always his strongest rivalry. Obviously, you can throw in the rivalries he had over the years with Batista and Edge and the likes of Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. You can throw those in there as well. But John Cena, man, end of an era for the WWE. And even though the finish wasn't as per what we might have liked at the Sunday night's main event show yesterday, the moment was there. The emotions were there. And he was able to thank the current WWE roster and fans. So hats off to John Cena on a terrific career. And also want to mention as well that not only WWE fans and WWE wrestlers were able to pay their respects to John Cena. If folks watch any other types of wrestling, any other promotions, you saw many different wrestlers paying homage to John Cena during this past week, during their matches. We saw that with Samoa Joe at one point during his match with Eddie Kingston. I believe that Mercedes Moné today paid homage to John Cena as well during her match with Rio at the Rev Pro show as well. Other wrestlers around the sphere paid their homage and paid their respect to John Cena in different ways during matches during this particular week, due to the fact that John Cena was retiring this week. So I wanted to point that out as well. John Cena, very well respected and very much loved across the wrestling sphere by those within the WWE sphere and those outside of it. So hats off, congratulations, and a hell of a career, John Cena, in the WWE. I am sure you will be missed. And yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. There with the reviews, previews, and spotlight here on the Hit the Ropes podcast. As always, folks, make sure you catch us next week. We should be back at our regularly scheduled time. Apologies today for coming on at 7 p.m. I had some technical difficulties here on my side due to some bad weather outside. And obviously, we let you guys know that Delores wasn't appearing this week, but it should be me and Delores back next week at our regularly scheduled time. Or should I say no? As a matter of fact, I won't be around. So it should be Delores if she's feeling up to it. And if she's feeling better, she'll be doing this solo on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if anything, on the 21st. So stay tuned, folks. No rap lyrics or anything like that. No chat GPT stuff like Delores likes to do. That's Delores' thing. So stay tuned with us up till next week. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for any comments in the chat as usual. It's been your good brother Jay News here on the Hit the Ropes podcast. Appreciate y'all, folks. Thank you for watching. The lights have just caught out. Peace, folks.